it saves money, and it saves our effort. It means here manpower. And in that way we can say that it is the most economical method of communication. So oral communication is the economical method of communication. In oral communication, speaker can get immediate effect. See, here we can get immediate feedback or immediate response, because see, as speaker can observe the facial expression of the listener, so he can know whether the message is properly conveyed to the listener or not. And if not, he may change the words, he may change the sentences, and he may explain it in a better way. And that is how he explains his message in a better way and can create a kind of response that is desired by him, and that is how he makes his communication successful. Speaker can get immediate feedback. Next, easier to keep secret, as only two persons are there or only two ends are there. On one end we have speaker and on another end we have listener. So it is very easy to keep secret, because generally no record of such communications are maintained. So very easily we can maintain secrecy in oral communication. These are the advantages of oral communication. Other advantages of oral communications are, in oral communication we have high level of understanding and transparency. Here, as we have seen that the speaker can make use of his feelings, emotions, he can change words, he can go to the level of, in short, he can go to the level of listener and can explain his message, and that's why high level of understanding and transparency is there. Again, oral communication is characterized with high level of flexibility. High level of flexibility for changing words, flexibility for changing sentences. So oral communication, we can say, it is characterized with high level of flexibility in comparison to written communication. In written communication, we don't have any opportunity or chance to change the words or to change the sentences. But here in oral communication, the speaker has an opportunity, has a chance to change his words, and that is how he can create a kind of response that is desired by him, or he can explain his message in a better way. So we can say that this is the merit of oral communication, that it is characterized with a high level of flexibility of changing words or changing sentences. Next important advantage of oral communication is helps to promote personal or friendly relations. This is also the best advantage of oral communication, as in oral communication the speaker can make use of his gestures, facial expressions, and particularly he can add his feelings or emotions in it. And that is how, by adding emotions or feelings, he can create a kind of relationship, friendly relationship, personal relationship between sender and listener, between speaker and listener. And that is not possible in written communication, as in written communication speaker or the writer cannot use his feelings or emotions. That part is not there, and that is why in written communication we have a lack of personal touch, while in oral communication we find friendly relations or personal relationship there. It builds personal relations in oral communication. Then, most effective way of communication. Oral communication is the most effective way of communication, because as we have said that here speaker can use his feelings, speaker can add his emotions, speaker can make it interesting, make it pleasing by adding emotions, by making use of facial expressions, gestures, by even adding some non-verbal clues like nodding, moving of head, raising eyebrows, and by all these, by the use of some non-verbal clues, body language, and facial expression and gestures, he makes his communication effective. So in oral communication, is the most effective way of communication. It is extremely useful for communicating with the groups. Oral communication is the extremely useful for communicating with the groups. While communicating with the groups, all these skills are important, and so it is particularly useful when we are communicating. Oral communication is useful particularly when we are communicating with the groups in meetings or in seminars. Now let's see the demerits, disadvantages or limitations of oral communication in comparison to written communication. What are the demerits? What are the disadvantages or limitations of oral communication? So the first demerit of oral communication is that it is less authentic. Oral communication is less authentic. Why? Why it is less authentic? Because here we don't have any sign of sender. In written communication, we have sender's name and signature there, but in oral communication, we don't have. As generally, I have said earlier that generally the records of oral communication are not maintained. So, authenticity is not there. So, it is less authentic in comparison to written communication. Next limitation of oral communication is that not possible if sender and receiver are far. If sender and receiver are far placed, they are distantly placed, and no mechanical device is available there, then oral communication is not possible. It is possible, it may be possible when other mechanical devices are available there like telephone, mobile phone, etc. But if these mechanical devices are not available there, then oral communication between sender and receiver are not possible if they are distantly or far placed. Next, do not have any legal validity. Other limitation of oral communication is that do not have any legal validity. As I have said that there is no signature and name of sender there as it is in written communication. So we do not have, and generally records are not maintained, and so we do not have any legal validity of the oral communication. Another demerits or limitations of oral communication are lengthy messages are not suitable in oral communication. Lengthy messages we cannot convey because it is human limitation that we cannot convey lengthy messages. No doubt in public speeches we can convey messages, but to an extent. Lengthy messages are not suitable actually, they are suitable in written communication. In oral communication, to convey lengthy messages is not possible. Next limitation of oral communication is cannot be retained in our memory. If the messages are long, then it is not possible to remember or to retain these messages in one's memory, because generally it is said that what we have listened, we can just remember 20% of it, not the whole part of it, just 20%, and as days passes we forget it. So it is also a limitation of oral communication. While in written communication, see, as we have a record of that particular thing, so whenever we find it necessary, we can refer it and we can remind it, but it is not possible in oral communication. So that is a limitation of oral communication, that it cannot be referred and it cannot remain, it cannot retain for a long time in our memory. Responsibilities for mistakes cannot be fixed. See, as here we don't have any record, and so who committed mistakes, that we cannot fix, and so responsibilities for mistakes cannot be fixed as we don't have any kind of record, and so here responsibilities for committing mistakes cannot be fixed. Next demerit or limitation of oral communication is that long speeches consume time and are unproductive at times. long speeches, they consume time and they are useless, they are unproductive at time. Many times they are useless, and so that is also a minus point or a limitation of oral communication, that our message sometime is not precise but it is roundabout, and so that is also a negative point, limitation of oral communication. Now let's concentrate on written communication. What is written communication? Written communication is a means any type of interaction that makes use of written word. Means written communication means any type of interaction that makes use of the written word. It is the most formal type of communication. It is the most formal type of communication because we don't have anything informal there. We don't have anything personal there. It is purely objective. Nothing subjective is there. It is the best and most reliable method of communication. In written communication, the sender uses written mode to transmit his or her message. Here, it's very simple. We can define written communication like this also, that the sender uses written mode to transmit, to convey his or her message. This method is best suitable when the receivers of the messages are distantly placed and records are required to be kept. So this method is best useful when, or best suitable when the receivers of the message are distantly placed. They are placed at very far places and records are required to be kept. In this situation, written communication is most helpful or is best suitable. Suppose the business organizations, they can convey the message to many persons or to their many dealers at a time through circulars. The same way, government organizations can convey their message to many persons at a time through circulars. So written communication is best suitable in such situations. Written communication provides permanent record. This is one of the important aspects of written communication, that in written communication we have a permanent record. It can be recorded. The examples of written communication are reports, proposals, books, handbooks, letters, emails, etc. So all these things which we have in written form are the examples of written communication. Technological advancement has enlarged or widened the field or the scope of written communication. How? For example, in these days we are conveying our message through the apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, email. What is this? All these are the modern methods of communicating through written communication. So technological advancement has widened the scope of written communication, we can say also this. Thus, written communication is mainly used for documentation purposes in business and government organizations. The main purpose of written communication is documentation purpose. That in business and in government organizations, it is useful for documentations. It is useful for keeping a record, and in that way written communication is most useful. Now the examples of written communication: letters, report, notices, newspapers, forms, advertisements, fax, emails, as I have said now, WhatsApp, Facebook, hike, all these are the examples of written communication. Through all these things we can communicate in written form. These are the examples of written communication, or types of, we can say, written communication. Now let's see objectives or importance of written communication. What are the objectives, or what is the importance of written communication in comparison to oral communication? written communication has great significance in today's business world. Though we have progressed a lot in these days, though there is a technological advancement, but in business world, the importance of black and white is not denied. It's not decreased. In business world, documentation is necessary. Record is necessary. And so, written communication has great significance even today in the business world. Written communication is an innovative activity of the mind. It is not everybody's cup of tea. To communicate through written words, it's not everybody's cup of tea, because it requires great skill. It requires rules of grammar. It requires knowledge of language. It requires proper selection of words. It requires skill of using words. And so we can say that written communication is an innovative activity of the mind. Effective written communication is essential for preparing promotional material. This is an important aspect of any business organization. In all the business organizations, it is necessary to prepare promotional material, and to prepare such promotional material, effective written communication is most useful. It is useful, or we can say it is necessary for preparing promotional material. Without promotional material in business organization, it will not do. And so effective written communication is necessary, is essential in preparing promotional material in all business organizations today. Writing is more unique and formal than speech. Yes, it is also an important aspect, that writing is more unique because it requires an extra effort. Writing is more unique, so, and is formal, because we cannot use any informal things there, any personal things there, subjective things there. So writing is more unique and more formal than speech. Now, how to make our written communication effective? Francis Bacon, a well-known English essayist, rightly said, reading